I'm so excited to be here with Marilyn. Marilyn, thank you for coming on the show.
Hello, everyone.
So, you are in Sydney, Australia. I'm in Reykjavik, Iceland. I think it's pretty much exactly 12-hour time difference, and it's still working out for
I'm
us.
in. I'm in the future.
Yes, what is the future? I'm in the past. Uh, you did Samba Kickstart when we still called it Samba Summer School. If I'm
Mm,
correct, is that 2019?
19.
Yes.
That's right.
And you have been in business for a while. Tell me what was going on at the time for you.
Well, I had a consulting practice freelancing for good probably 10, 12 years. And I wanted to move into the online space. I'd spent a few years buying all the programs, doing all the things. And it it shook my confidence because I got wins along the way, but it wasn't sustainable. And so I just thought, right, I'm going to reach out. I've been watching you for years, and I liked what you did. So I remember talking to you, thinking, "Oh my gosh, I don't want this to be yet another thing." But I joined Momentum,
Yeah.
which really helped, and it was I think, if anything, for me, coming from all that experience and having that awareness of the industry, all I really needed was someone to come along and say, "You can do this," which was you. And I made my investment back in Momentum in a month.
Yeah.
And so when I got to Somber Summer School, which is Kickstart,
Yeah.
it was just the icing on the cake for me. It was a breeze. It was I'm not saying it's a breeze for everyone, but it was quite easy for me because I'd had that background. But also, it was good to go through that experience because you got to test things in a different way than just putting an offer out there and being, just hoping it would work. And yeah, look, it's a couple of years back now, Sigra, but I think I made 50,000 or
Yes.
54,000, something like that. Yeah, I remember missing out on the top prize, but that was like I didn't care. Um, so yeah, it was a really positive experience for me. And it just went on and on up from that. And I did, and my figures went from dismal online. My online income sort of went from, like, I'm embarrassed to say, in 2008 it was about 25,000,
Yeah.
and I 5x that. I made 125,000. Then I've been doubling it ever since. So it's just really snowballed from there.
Yeah. And like you say, the Kickstart experience was like icing on the cake. You got access to
Mm,
it through Momentum. It was included.
mm.
You essentially were a bit further, but it was like not too far away to still
No.
participate. Yeah. And we've been
No,
talking
and
about.
I think what's really good for it, what I found really good, is you go through it together. So you're not doing this alone and sort of second guessing yourself. Am I doing it right? You are doing it as a group experience, which actually is worth all the money that you spend on it, just for that pure experience alone. And I've made friends through that experience that I've still got. We still meet week by week. So you'll meet your business besties. And look, can I tell you, you're not going to survive in this industry unless you find great friends, really.
That's so true. Talk a little bit more about that confidence thing because I think
Mm,
well, thank you for sharing that and being
mm,
transparent about
yeah.
it because you had learned it all, so to speak. You
Mm,
knew how this
mm,
online business world works, but because your confidence wasn't there, you needed
yeah.
some support. I
Yeah.
think a lot of women find it hard. It's
Mm.
almost like they're embarrassed to share it, or I don't know, they're supposed to have more confidence and then they don't.
Oh, yeah. And I've got a fairly strong mindset, but I could feel that shame of, "Oh, I should be able to do better than this. What is wrong with me?" And look, can I just say, if you are a professional in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You are used to earning a lot of money. You are well regarded in your field, and then suddenly you move online, or not even suddenly. You're trying to do that online, and you're trying to juggle client loads with trying to get online. It really does rob your confidence, because suddenly you're going from an expert, and also to corporates that have been building other, and I did that for years. I had my own things, I've always had something going, but I've been really good at helping others build their businesses.
Yeah.
And that gives you a confidence. Then suddenly when you're trying to build your own brand, it does shake your confidence, and it just takes you by surprise. And you kind of feel like, well, where do I go to for help? Who do I ask? Because it's the technical side can be intimidating at first, but it's more that, oh my gosh, I'm starting from scratch. I don't know. It feels like this, and it feels like everyone else knows way more than you do. And it's not really like that. I mean, what I loved about working with you, Sigrun, is you empowered me to trust what I knew, and that shift happened very quickly, and that really worked. But yeah, it's really important that you put yourself in a place to be. I read some stat recently. I think it's 65% of women second guess themselves at starting their own business. And if you are in a place where you don't have people around you to help you hold you up when you're second guessing,
Yeah.
your dream won't come true.
Yeah. So true. I resonate with a lot of it because, I was a CEO for 10 years and then I started this online business thing and I felt I should know how it worked.
Yeah, you do.
I
I know.
running a website business. It's like, oh,
I know.
you're
I
supposed to
know.
run online. But still,
Yeah,
I felt
yeah.
like an absolute beginner and I was a little bit embarrassed to admit that I needed help. But there's nothing wrong. Actually, we all need help. You can't
No,
do
there's
it
nothing
yourself.
wrong. Yeah.
No.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are certain things that when you look at things from a corporate perspective, or you look at things from when you're a consultant or a freelancer, it's very different to when you have your own business. The way you word things, your copy, your marketing, the techniques are, yes, you're learning technical things that are new, like online and opt-ins and
Yeah.
buttons and all that kind of thing. But really, it's the principles of helping people that are the same. It's just you need people around you to help you just shift that expertise that you've got, and help you trust that. And believe me, look, I highly recommend you join Kickstart, but there will be wobbly moments. But if you don't do this with other people around it, it could be, I was going to say a life or death situation, but it could be for your dream. It is. I really, honestly, that's from my heart. You have to have good people around you to help you get through those wobbly moments.
Yeah. Yeah. And if people have a plan, they might actually easily opt out because it will get hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that in your case you didn't have plan B. Also in my case, I lost my job twice in 2 years. Like there wasn't a plan B.
Mm.
Like, I was not going to go back. Nobody wanted to hire me. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm the same. I'm unemployable now. There
yeah,
was no plan B.
yeah, yeah. So then you don't give up, but then you look for solutions of someone who can help you. Um,
Yeah.
Now you are actually, because you did so well in momentum, you kind of went from 25,000 to 125,000. Now you are actually a coach in our momentum program.
I am. I've got a full-time, I've got a side gig again, haven't I? But I love it because I actually love being in your world, and I really do feel for other women who, I could coach and facilitate in my sleep, and so I feel it for other women who have great dreams, but they just need that. And so I love coming on your team and helping the people there.
Yeah,
It's rewarding, and it also gives me, because when you work for yourself, you're the boss, you're the CEO, you're the, and I miss having that team that I'm a part of.
Mm.
And I learn a lot and work well with other people. And, I don't know whether I'll be still doing it in 10 years' time,
Yeah,
but it's something that's really, it's a value that's being met by, being on team with you as well. And I'll, get to share what I learned as well through the process. So, yeah.
love it. Uh, what are you seeing that women that come into momentum are struggling with the most?
Um, the whole concept of probably building an audience. They're
Mm.
very much launch to the next launch to the next launch, rather than seeing it as this is a long-term business that you are building here.
Mm.
So those business skills that you might already have need to be put into place. You need to have a team. You need to have a strategy that's beyond 3 months.
Yeah,
You can have these little things that will like Kickstart is a kickstart. It is exactly what it says. But the I think the problems I see is when they're not quite seeing it the long term. Also, yeah, I am surprised at very, and I did this the same. Intelligent, capable women tend to fall to pieces. When a launch doesn't perhaps go well, or a launch does go well, and it's like, I just want to go, trust yourselves as well, because you know so much. So yeah, probably looking beyond that next launch and long-term building of an audience and shaping up what they want their company to look like, the uniqueness of it. And we do this in Momentum, but what you want to be known for, what things like your origin story matter more than just something that you say at the start of a webinar. It is the fuel that is going to sustain you.
yeah,
And so these things are just so important.
yeah.
Mm.
I found it also great that we have Samba Kickstart, and originally that was designed for more beginners, advanced beginners, but we're
Mm.
finding
Mm.
women who
Yeah.
joined Momentum,
Mm.
a
Mm.
huge portion participates as well.
Yeah, I think too also, it's because once you start this thing online, and I highly recommend you don't have it all sorted first. The only way you're going to learn this is to practice and make mistakes and practice again. So what I'm finding in Momentum is they might go into Kickstart, launch, do create a program, and then they go, I know what I want to do now with my business.
Yeah,
And so they'll use Kickstart again to create their signature program, or the start of their signature program, or I want to just change direction here or pivot a little bit. And that clarity only comes by going through it. I know you hear it all the time. You get clarity by taking action, but it's so true. It is absolutely true. You don't get that clarity sitting and deciding. And look, I'm saying to some people who will probably be watching this going, yeah, but I don't have a course idea. I'm not sure. Look, jump in anyway, because you can't work that out on the sidelines. You have to get in. And yeah.
when I think back to the first time I created the process, 2018, it was so much fun for me to kind of like, nobody knew what's going to happen. But now everybody knows, oh, they're going to create a free 4-week course. And then people who are more
Mm,
thinking, why should I do that? Why should it be free? Thinking back of your time, you used the opportunity to actually
mm,
launch your signature program that you had been having in your head for a long time. And like you said, this issue about the audience and not having enough people interested, you got that. So just explain a little bit what happened. You basically created a 4-week course. Did you ever offer that as
yeah.
a later, or was that just your like a
No,
jump start?
no. What I did is I used it as an opportunity, because I'd been through this thing before, and I was more clear on who I wanted to serve. So I used the Kickstart to not only just have a fun experience, but to create a part of an academy that I wanted to create, that I hadn't created. And I thought this will be a really good discipline and a good structure for me to create an important part of what I do. And then I didn't go into it planning on doing my academy. It just sort of unfolded. And then I thought, I'm going to launch it. So at the back end of it, I did. And, I got, I think, I really can't remember the stats now, but I've got the founders of that academy who are still with me now, and even though I gave them 4 weeks of a full 4-week course, so it is so worth it, because those people become so loyal and they buy straight away if they're given a good experience and they get their lives changed, all that kind of thing. And look, and even if I won't say this to you, but it's such a good experience. It's not about just how much money you're going to make at the end of it. The richness of the experience that you go through is worth probably 10 times the amount that you're paying for it. And it will shortcut your journey. It seriously will shortcut your journey online. I took probably 3 years and I won't say wasted, because I learned some really good online marketing skills. But in terms of action and results, my time with Momentum, in particular with Kickstart, just accelerated that.
Yeah. I if I look back at your year 2019, you were in a good role, but this was like like a rock.
An acceleration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's another word that we use for another program.
Yeah. Yeah. It sped it up. It really, really did. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I remember you made so much money after the Kickstart experience, and we were like on the team, can we really give an award to Merilyn because he's momentum?
No,
That was amazing.
I didn't need it. Yeah, I know. And then I got to go to Iceland with you, which was the biggest reward ever.
Yeah,
So I love that.
yeah. Merilyn, any final thoughts to someone watching or listening?
I mean, you've heard us all speaking and all sharing it, and it is genuine. There's no hustle involved. It's like this works. And actually, I'm going to say this. You spend as much energy having faith that it'll work or fear. All right. I heard this quote the other day, and it's so true. It's the same amount of energy, but you get to decide. So even if you feel a little bit tingly and like, I don't know, just having that, I'm going to give it a go, listen to that and join, because it will bear fruit. I trust you. You'll have people around you. But look, I could say to you straight out, just, get your credit card out now and join. But I also want to speak to the dream that you've got inside and all the people that you want to serve, that you've got a vision for, or even if you're not clear about that yet, they're going to miss out if you don't step into this. And if it's not, there's never a good time. There's never a perfect time. And if it's not now, when is it going to be? So listen hard at what is going on inside you. Listen to your body. Your body's probably saying, do it, do it, do it. But your fears are going, oh, I don't know. But I would say take that leap of faith. And I've got the privilege of being on this team, and I've seen, hundreds of women, in Momentum. I see the fruit of what they experience and the joy and this celebration we have at the end. It is so, so worth joining. So yeah, and come into Momentum and you'll get my help as well.
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Merilyn. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.